Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video in this channel, Mr. Teroxi. And the previous video I made a tutorial on or a tip on how to get rich quickly inside of Rise of Nations. So that video was doing very well, and now I just want to make another video. So in this video we'll be talking about manpower and specifically how you can increase your manpower gain. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the video. But before we get into the actual video, just like any other video, I want to explain you guys about manpower inside this game Rise of Nation. So what exactly is manpower? What is it used for? And how do we get more manpower? So first of all, what is manpower? Just like the word, it is the amount of people that's inside your army that is on reserve duty. And it raises the question, what are those manpower used for anyway? So the manpower inside the game are used for, first of all, making units. So you see here your manpower tab. I have 731,000 manpower playing as Turkey, and it is increasing by 2,400 every time. But it is not increasing because it's full. So making units, they are used to make new unit, not just infantry, but this also apply for tank and other unit. So unit can be used to invade other country, which can give you more manpower and also lose manpower. So to make unit is simple. See here, click on one of your city, click on unit, and then you see here 731,000. One infantry unit cost 10,000 manpower. So if I click one of this will go down by 10,000. So secondly, manpower is used for replacing damaged unit. So as you can see here, I just went to war with Armenia and I lose a bunch of men. So let's say if we capture the capital, we start off with this unit. I have 100,000 troops, but now I only have 83,000 troops, which means I lost 17,000 troops. And you can see here my manpower is increasing, but when the units show this sign, like a shovel sign, your manpower starts going down because they use that manpower to heal this guy. So you see it is going back up to about 100,000 while this thing is going down. Thirdly, manpower is used to send to other nation. So just like money, it have the same concept. So you just send your manpower to other nation, or other country can send their manpower to you. But in this case, I am playing with AI. I can send manpower to them, but they cannot send manpower to me. So in order to send manpower to someone, this works both on AI and player the same time. So click on one of the city in the country that you want to send your money to. Let's say I want to send to Russia or maybe Poland. Click on their flag, click on send aid. Give everyone manpower, just give them one money, at least give them like one money, just don't make it zero. And then let's say I want to give them 50,000. Type in the amount. Okay, now we know the basic concept of manpower and what is it used for. Let's talk about how to actually increase your manpower. So how do I increase my manpower? Manpower can be increased using several ways. Those are developing city. Click on all of those, develop city. Recruitment center, just do the same thing, select things and click on recruitment center. You can getting more city. You just see earlier that I only have like this amount of city, but then I invaded Armenia and I got like a bunch of extra city, 8 extra cities, so I get more manpower from those cities. I also can get aid from other nations. Let's say Russia is my friend, he can send me about 10,000 manpower, and 10,000 manpower will go to my manpower slot. Changing doctrine, so basically here, and then click on your military and then click on doctrine. I'll explain that later. And also changing your conscription law, which is here. And lastly, changing your ideology, which impacted the most. So in Turkey, country, and then ideology. The first way I just showed you guys earlier was developing city. I talk about this a lot. So developing city not only contribute a lot to your economy, but it also gives you more manpower gain. So if you just develop city, I showed you a lot in previous video. Just click on building and then click on develop city. In this case, I am developing city, and once it's done, your income will be more, plus your manpower will be more too. So the second way is by doing recruitment center. So recruitment center, just like its name, is a place where you can recruit people into the army. The concept of this recruitment center thing is similar to developing city. You select all the city or select the city that you want to build, click on building and then click recruitment center. This will increase your manpower gain by 25%. So you see here, example, my manpower gain is 3,700. If I build all the recruitment center, it will go up by 25%. So my recruitment center is finishing, and as you can see here, we are getting 3.7k manpower each time. So my recruitment center is done, and let's see how much we get. Wait, we get 3,900. So that was not as much as I expected, but at least you get a gain in your manpower increasement. The third way is by taking more cities. So as you can see, if you click on one of your city and then it says here manpower, it gives you 723. Smaller city gives you less. So that means if you have this certain amount of city, it will give you a certain amount of manpower increase. But if you get, like example, the rest of Eastern Europe and the Balkans, you will get a lot more manpower increase, because each city gives you a bunch of manpower. So just add them all together, they will give you a lot of manpower. Basically, more people can be fit into the army for your country. Fourth way here is sending aid. So I just talk about that in the what is manpower used for, but I'll say it again. So note, this does not work with AI because you cannot receive money or manpower from AI inside this game, but you can send it to AI if you want. But if you want it from player, you can play it public server. So click on the city that you want or the country you want to send it to, click send it, and then there you go, you have send some aid. That's like some glitch that happens sometimes. You cannot send manpower to other nation. The fifth way here is by changing doctrine. So if you don't know what doctrine is, it's basically like a plan on how a military should work. But in this game, there's only 3 options. So in order to check your doctrine, you need to click on your flag, go to military, and then click on doctrine. See here, your army doctrine, it's either balance, specialization, or mass attack. So if you go for balance, which all nations start in, except for some nation, I guess, you will like have a balance between training time and manpower gain. But if you go specialization, this is basically recruiting only like the best out of the best. So you get less manpower increase, but your infantry training time is more, because you start this experience with 1.75. so you basically start this guy at this level, and if you just go balanced, you will start this guy at this level, and then you will have to train them to get to a good position to fight. And one more, the last one, doctrine, is mass attack. So mass attack is basically scrapping the barrel inside Heart of Iron 4. You get a ton more manpower, but you get very little, very little experience. But your training time also goes a bit up, because starting an army with a experience that is unfightable is not a thing you want. So I just recommend you guys to stick on with balance. And if you're earning like 40,000 manpower every time, like China, you can switch it to specialization. So you can see here I have 3.9k manpower increase, but if I changed it to, let's say, specialization, so I have changed my doctrine to specialization, and now it is going down to 1,500. But when I spawn this guy, like I deploy this guy, this will be a very good rank. And if I just go back to mass attack, which is not an option for you, but if you are in a very desperate need for manpower, you can go with this. But remember, they're really unfightable. So it goes up to 7,900 because you spawn these guy, you're basically recruiting everyone that can hold a gun. So no one will have like a good morale or experience. Or you have a lot of manpower, but those guys are not good for fighting. So the sixth thing here is about conscription law. So if you don't know your conscription law, it's like law about your conscription thing. So to check it, you can click on this flag, go to country. Down here you can see your conscription law. So every nation starts with volunteer. That's like the default one, not great, not bad. But if you move, the more you move to the right, the more manpower you'll get. So as you can see here, I have 7.9k increase in manpower. So if I click on this, but remember, if you change to something, you will have a penalty to other thing. So if you want manpower, you have to sacrifice your tax by a whopping 65%, and also your starting experience. So if I click on this, it will cost you 200 political power, basically here, and you must be at war. But in other thing, if I go like limited, you can see it drop, but my manpower will go up, and the manpower gain also like double or triple here. I don't know, but it goes up a lot. This is the only option if you like in a really desperate need for manpower. So the last thing here is about ideology. So if you don't know what an ideology is, it is basically like how a government like rule a country. So to check ideology, click on your flag, your country, and then you can see here ideology. Most nations start with non-aligned, but if you want to check, except for some nations which start like India, Japan, and the United States, they start with democratic. To check that, you can go on the bottom right and then click ideologies. So if you see that is white, that means they are non-aligned. But if you see it's blue, that means they're democratic. You see here the United States, Brazil, India, and Japan. You see it's like a little bit light red, so that's socialism. But if you see a dark red, that's communism. And no, also here. And no nation start with fascism. As you can see, our nation is still non-aligned, which is basically most nations on earth except for these nations. To go back to your normal map, click on political. So there you go, you got your normal map. So how does ideology affect your manpower gain? So if you go to your ideology tab here, you can see there's three main big ideology: fascism, democracy, and communism. So the two best ideology for manpower is fascism or communism. But I don't recommend you guys going like these deep down. Just go in this middle. So the best thing here I would say is nationalism, and then after that is socialism. The worst thing that you can get for manpower is democracy. Let me explain you here. If you go socialism, your tax will be decreased but only by 10%. And your reinforcement cost will be decreased, which is a good thing because you don't need to have to spend a lot in order to, get your military. Also, you have a 50% more base output. If you go communism, it gives you 100% manpower increase, but your tax is going down by 25%, and factory output, it gives you 125%, which is very good, but the tax, is not that good. If you go fascism, it is good. It is basically German Reich during World War II. It gives you a good amount of manpower, and the tax income also goes down. The unrest reduction goes down by 20%, and the justification time also goes down. Why I said democracy is the worst? Because as you can see here, your justification time will go up by a whopping 75%. Your tax will be increased by 110%, which is a lot. So that's why you see all of these democratic nation, they're all very rich. That's why. But getting back to our thing, go here, ideology. So manpower increase, it gives you 10% less. Military upkeep, basically how much you'll be spending on your military, will go up by 15%. Unrest will go up by 40%. So it's not the thing you want. If you want to go for nationalism, fascism, and socialism or communism. But I would recommend you guys go socialism or fascism is the way. But if you don't have enough political power, which is here, and you need those to change ideology, so this 250, 250, 250. The bottom line is 500. So if you want to change like to a specific ideology at the bottom here, you need 750 political power. So watch me change to socialism. You can see here my manpower is going up by 19,000 and my tax is by 3 million. So if I change to socialism, which is my favorite ideology inside this game, you can see my manpower increase will go up to 25,000, but my tax will go down 3 million. But nothing else has really changed unless you build a factory. Your factory output will be way more. That's why I love socialism inside this game. So yeah guys, that's it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed this video about manpower system inside Rise of Nation Roblox, and I hope that you guys actually learned something new and then know about manpower more than you used to. We nearly hit 300 subs right now. We currently have 281 subs, and thank you a lot for your support. Without you guys I wouldn't reach this far, and please click on that like button and hit that subscribe button for more content, and also comment in the comment section below what kind of video you want next. Thank you. Peace.